All right. Working. Welcome back, everyone. J Bone here for Smash This Podcast. Coming at you on a Monday night hashtag MLW Monday. And if you're new to the product, by all means, there's plenty more of this where it came from. If you're digging it, don't forget to hit that like button, smash that sub button, and ring that bell for notifications just to let you know when more of my content hits. Yo. Cracked open a cold one. Ready to talk some MLW. The latest episode that just hit the YouTube this evening, a few hours ago, along with some interesting little news nuggets that is hitting the MLW news page. So, if you will, allow me to go over a couple of those things first, and then we'll jump into the episode. Jesse Cole is in the chat. Jackson Parker's in the chat. What is up? What's off the roof? That's one way to put it. Excuse me. So, all right, let me jump on the news page and just, oh my. Pabst gives me the burpees, apparently. Let's go over things here. Number one, tonight's episode that we're going to be talking about is executive produced by the first time a Latina female was an executive producer professional wrestling show, and that be one Selena De La Renta of Promotions Dorado. I probably screwed that up. My apologies. So that's kind of big for tonight, and let me tell you, she was her stamp was all over this episode. It was quite the episode. A lot of action, a lot of things going on in the company. I also want to touch on this. Let me open this. MLW. This came out actually a few days ago. So I want to get your thoughts on this to see who you think they might be talking about. The article is entitled MLW is with a free agent. Goes on to read here, one of the prominent free agents, that's a word you don't say much, in the sport, oh my God, I can read tonight, was spotted at MLW's new headquarters last week for meetings. A source can confirm, wow. Let's have some more. Key personnel from the Office of Wrestling Operations met with this free agent, and that the boss, Kurt Bauer, sat in on these confidential meetings in New York. As to who the free agent in question is, well, MLW.com is under a temporary gag order until the deal has been inked. A legal official did offer a hint. The athlete in question fits in with MLW's Rise of the Renegades era. Rise of the Renegades is basically the tapings that they're showing on TV right now. And if we're going this particular era of MLW Rise of the Renegades, well then we'll have to wait and see.
I shut the garage door.
I'm live, Dad. Yeah.
Okay. Truck is open.
All right. I'll take care of it. Thanks. All right. J-Bone Sr. there. All right. So yeah, who knows what is going on with this free agent? Fits in with the rise of the Renegades. Hmm. And it also says on here, one more piece of news we'll touch on. Says here, league in deep and serious contract talks with multiple wrestlers. It almost sounds like a Sean's View Entertainment title, doesn't it? I kid. All right, so it says talks between Major League Wrestling and multi athletes are getting serious. This is from. What is this from? This is from today. Okay, very current. According to league insiders, the Office of Wrestling Operations are in deep and serious contract talks, so much so that the CEO and league founder Kurt Bauer has canceled a West Coast to sign off on these deals in person this week. Legal officials confirm how many athletes are involved in the ongoing talks, but one source pegged it at 4 to 5. Okay. Another league insider is under the impression the athletes should vary from prospects to high-profile wrestlers. We've been working on deals in particular since January, said MLW SVP of Wrestling Operations Jared St. Laurent. We're at the 1 yard line, very, very close. Okay. New deals pending completion. MLW expects to have more on this story within the next 72 hours. 72. That's 3 days. So somewhere within the next 3 days, sometime this week. Interesting. Interesting. Oh. Jackson Parker says, "What are we all eating tonight before we go to sleep?" This is my snack right here. And then he put a bunch of frog faces. Are you having frog legs? All right. So MLW getting some new faces in their company. They're working on some contracts. That's exciting. I really like this brand. I feel like if they get some significant faces in this brand, it could really take off. And at least be able to tour more areas where they've been, because they've been branching out. They hit the Chicago area, and that's significant. They're also like I said, making their debut in Milwaukee on the 1st, and J-Bone will be there. J-Bone's got his ticket. Very excited for that. That's coming up real quick. 3 weeks away, whatever. So super stoked for that. All right, let's talk this episode. Quite the intro from Selena De La Renta, or I should say, she was the intro. But Rich Pacini was reading off this whole thing, and Jim Cornette looked like he was just about ready to vomit. While Pacini was reading this stuff. Oh, it's so funny. It was basically her putting herself over through this, spiel that he was reading. Oh, it was priceless. It was. She's the executive producer. What are you gonna do? She's gonna put her signature little thing, including the intro. And in fact, the playing video intro had different music and featured all of her guys. Low Key, LA Park, Ricky, uh, Ricky Martinez. Who else? Oh, EO de LA Park. So yeah, her whole crew, and it was just like, wow. It was like a big night for Promotions Dorado, Tried to share the video on both your Twitter accounts, but I can only do the smash this. Okay, well, appreciate you sharing the content. That's awesome. That's awesome. How much did the ticket cost? The ticket was only $10 plus extra fees. So very, very economical considering this is the first time in the Milwaukee, and I'm talking about it at least once on here. It being the debut in Milwaukee, I'm hoping a lot of people are there because I've been to the before, actually only once. It's a decent sized place. I think it can hold 100 people, depending on how you seat the people. It's got bleachers like around the ends, and then there's it's it'll be interesting. I'm not exactly how they're going to do the seating for this, but nonetheless, it's they always have the setup for when Great Lakes Championship Wrestling is there, and so I'm hoping that MLW shakes it up a little bit and changes it up, but we'll see how they do it. But yeah, $10, folks. Serious admission. I didn't do any of the VIP stuff. It's not in my budget. I'm just happy to be there. So we'll see. Martinez, yes, Ricky Martinez. I almost said Hernandez. With that, yes. We love the Pabst. We only have a couple though. We don't want to get too crazy on here. You live in Arkansas, and only wrestling companies that come here, WWE, Impact used to. Yeah, I mean, Impact's been touring a lot, and MLW looks like it's hitting some new places. So, it's all about the more you get out there and expand, the more places you go, the more your company grows. It's nothing but a positive. So, yeah, here's to hoping. I mean, MLW is coming to Milwaukee and Chi-Town and going up the Midwest. There's no reason why Impact can't, So all right, back to this. So yeah, the intro was great. A lot of fun. We then had quite the slobber knocker of between Low Key and Daga. But before this match happened, Low Key out in the back, stretching, doing whatever, push-ups, if you will, and trying to get Selena De La Renta's attention and try to talk to her, and she was on the phone, and she's like, I can't talk to you right now. You worry about your match and let me take care of business. And Low Key is Yeah, that look on Low Key's face, we've seen that look before. Very happy with what's going on with his communication with Selena. I have a feeling um, his days are going to be numbered in this group, and she's. I think she's getting way too cocky. I think she's not focusing on her guys as much. I mean, for example, she was out there for every single match except for Low Key. Now, Low Key won, and he was very frustrated. Getting some new chatters in here. Good evening, fellas. Styles is here. Blood Rain is here. What is um I always do that to myself. I always say something and then change the subject and then forget what I was talking about. Low Key is a guy in her group that she should not take lightly. I feel like he's really a lot of ways taken a leadership role with the rest of the guys in this group, and that's important. You know, not every group has to have a boss, even though Selena De La Renta wants to say she's boss of this group. You still have to have the locker room leader to you know to represent these guys, and I think Low Key has done a great job. But if she's blowing him off, then his days are absolutely numbered in this group. And I don't think it's necessarily something's going to happen to him, although knowing, she'll hire someone to, like she did with Callahan to Lawler, because, yeah, he's not happy. And, what I was going to say was, if you watched the match and how his body language was throughout the match against Daga, you can tell he's taking his frustration out on Daga because of what's going on. So poor Daga, just can't catch a break. And while we're going over this, just thinking back to those articles, if there's someone you want to see in MLW who you think those articles are talking, put it in the comments. Let me know who you think those articles are about. Do you think it's a tag team? Do you think it's some singles guys? Competitors? Put it in the comments and we'll discuss it after we're done doing this. They next about, and I'm so excited for this, that, this is another thing for a great professional wrestling moment in Milwaukee wrestling history. They are introducing a brand new championship in Milwaukee, the National Openweight Championship. And they introduced the bracket in this episode. It's going to be it's not going to be a big long drag out thing. They're doing Gringo Loco versus Stone. Can't wait for that. Excuse me. They're also doing as part of the semifinals, Brian Jr. against Rich Swann. Both going to be knockdown, drag out fights. If I had to pick a quick pick off of these four to have ship, Ooh, that's a tough one. I would say it would be in my head. It's a tie between two guys because honestly, it's going to be in the finals. It's going to be Brian Pillman Jr. and Hammerstone. Honestly, in that, I would say Hammerstone. Absolutely, this Hammerstone is going to shine this brand. It's I can't wait to see. I can't wait to see it happen. I love the fact that Stone is in the dynasty, and if Hammerstone gets this championship, I can't wait to see how the rest of the dynasty reacts to it. And that's Holiday and MJF. So, uh, I could just see MJF's jealousy go through the roof, and him pretend behind in front of Hammerstone be all supportive, and then behind his back be like, "That son of a bitch, that belt belongs to me." Some shit like that. That'd be hilarious. So I can't wait to see how this plays out in Milwaukee. I'll be there live. Um, should be awesome. Next, we've got Io de LA Park versus Gringo Loco. A great going back and forth between these guys. I was shocked, but I wasn't surprised really. That Io de LA won because they were just talking about Gringo Loco being a part of this um this tournament, loses, and it was like, ooh, that doesn't look good going into this tournament. All right, let's jump in the chat for a second here. Styles, evening everybody. Blood Rain, they couldn't pay me to go to a WWE show. Blood Rain and his loathing for WWE. It's okay. It's okay. Enjoyed the show last night. Impact Plus works great. Yeah. Impact Plus works great. I see what you're. Okay, I read that wrong. Got it. I can read. Yeah, it was smooth. Code Red smooth for what I saw. It's just I stepped away too many times to like give a decent review afterwards. Plus, I was tired as hell. I went and saw game earlier in the day. So in a theater for over 3 hours, came home, quick made dinner, and then watched another 3 hours, and I was just like, okay, I'm fried. I'm going to bed. Um, all right. Impact Wrestling needs to do a show with wrestling from Hollywood. Well, I know they work tightly with NWA, so I don't see that happening, but it'd be okay. I'd be for that. I wouldn't want to see them work in that tiny little rinky-dink place that championship from Hollywood work. They got like 20 people in the crowd every show, and it's so hard to watch. They put on decent wrestling, but it's so hard to watch. They need a new studio or something. Jeez Louise. My bedroom is bigger than that freaking. Oh, I'm kidding. I kid. Impact. Okay, I read that. Low key is a stiff worker when he lays in the ups into you. You can feel him over TV. Hell yeah! When you're like I said, you watch those matches with him tonight, especially on this one. He was God. That fight with Daga was really good. It was stiff as hell. I would love to see Willie Mack, Andy Brown, and Watson and MLW. I think Willie Mack has been in there before. Don't quote me on that. Andy Brown and Watson familiar with those guys. Rich Swann is heel, right? In this brand, in MLW, yes, he is. He is, and it's so weird. Demon Rocks. Hey, Jay, what's up? So MJF works. No, no balls to talk shit to his face. Turn his back and in goes the knife. Yeah, you know Blood Rain. You know. LA Park come a long way from his WCW days. Oh my God. Yeah, we're going to talk about that in a little bit here. His headlining match here with Pentagon. Jeez Louise. Sonya Strong is still green. Yeah, I did not like that women's match. And I am usually all about the women's if it has to do with Impact Wrestling. And that match, I don't want to talk about it too much on here, but even Don Callis at the match was like, oh, he verbally said, oh, during the match. He was, yeah. Talk about that tomorrow, though. We'll review Code Red tomorrow. Willie Mack wrestles for Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. Yeah, he's mainly a West Coast guy, but he's all over the place now, especially Impact Wrestling. Let's say about Monday Night Raw. I was sleeping. Thank you, Ruben. So was my wife. She went to bed early. I do, though. Women's match with HOG last night. Yeah, HOG girls are very, very green. Yeah, I mean, I don't understand if it was nervousness or I never heard of them, so I really can't say nothing about their stuff. They let the dweeb JB commentate a match, and now people think he works for Impact. Oh yeah, Jackson. I don't know what time I'm doing it. It'll be sometime probably during SmackDown, somewhere between 7 and 9. Yeah, I hear a lot of people talk negatively about JD from New York. JD, yeah. Hey, and the W's in the house. What's up? All right, back to this. But yeah, that EO Day LA Park match was good. Gringo Loco needs to get a little momentum going into this national open weight chip bracket semifinals. Next week, Barrington Hughes is going to get a chance for some revenge against Jacob 2 of Contra. Can't wait to see that. What do they call him? Caramel Colossus? I think that's what they call him. Oh, man. I really like Contra stuff. You get these guys and just running roughshod over everyone. And you don't see a lot of stables doing that as well as these guys are doing it. I mean, Contra is, doing the fireballs like the Sheik lighting the fireballs on these guys. They invaded the battle. They were dumping gasoline on guys, threatening to set the whole place on fire. That was nuts. I can't wait to see what they do in Milwaukee. I'm stoked. That place is going to explode. I really hope a really decent crowd shows up. And they had these segments of this episode where Callahan was barred from the building. He broke in and then attacked Ricky Martinez. Crazy. And I thought he was going to show up at the end of. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. I'd show up at the end of the episode, and then he didn't. We'll get to that in a second. LA Park versus Pentagon Jr. was next. Oh my God. I'll be honest about something for a bit. You know I love Pentagon. I've been a Pentagon supporter since I fell in love with him watching Lucha Underground. Okay. LA Park has been a part of this brand, MLW, fairly recently, like within the latter, like a lot of these guys have become free agents and have booked tickets to work places in the States on a pretty regular basis, especially this brand. Guys like LA Park, his son, Daga, um, and I was excited about LA Park joining uh MLW and being a part of it, but I was always kind of like, it really took in several of his matches to really get on board and get for him being in the ring. This match with Pentagon, oh my God. You see some of these guys that are bigger doing lucha libre styling, and this dude doing pays through the ropes or suicide dives, whatever they call them, through the ropes, just a bullet, and taking out Pentagon. And this match was just nuts. And in this match that I've seen Pentagon in a long time, where Pentagon looked like he didn't have a chance in hell to win this. Pentagon puts forth a decent amount of offense, really lays in some shots, and this is the first one I've seen in a long time where it's like, dude, what happened? But at the same time, I was so impressed with Elric. But I think this whole show was supposed to let Selena De La Renta's crew just shine. And they did. They did. They all came out with wins. At least I think they did. Let me look again. Yes, they all came out with wins. Successful night for promotions. Dorado. So MLW moves. Yeah, they're signing people. I mean, they're not really giving many hints away, but they're signing people. Well, J-Bone challenge for the Monetize This Championship. That's a Joe Cronin thing. I don't watch him much. I watched almost a full show of his the other night. He was talking about, I don't even remember. I didn't have nothing to do, and I hadn't watched his stuff in a long time. So I actually subbed his channel and checked it out. I don't remember what I'm talking about. Contra is a force to reckon with. Hell yeah, they are. Bad news, I think they're turning Tessa face by Bound for Glory. PCW just turned her face. I don't know. We'll see. Just saw a picture of Cross with hair. Yeah, he was sharing some old pictures. W says, I believe Moxley or Ryback signed with MLW. Ryback just had like double shoulder surgery or something. So I think he's still a ways out from coming back. I've seen him in the ring and he's still just plugging his protein shit. Hasn't been back in a long time. Uh-oh. Sharing a link here from the Real Killer Cross. Oh, yeah, I saw this one. Yeah. The gun, and I don't know what the hell he was doing. But some military, something, I don't know. Yeah. Scary dude. Thank you for sharing. Blood Rain says, rumor is Mox to Impact, so you can do MLW too. Dude, I want to see Mox everywhere. Okay, I don't care where it is. If he shows up this place or that place, I ain't gonna be pissed about it. If he's happy and he's all over the place, I don't care if it's GCW, CW, MLW, Impact. I don't give a shit if he shows up on WoW as one of Katie Forbes' rats for crying out loud. Don't care. I just want to see him on my TV. I want to see him happy and just boxing all over everyone. That'll be like John Moxley. We'll see. You know, the fans behind him will make my verb and be like, "Oh, John just moxed you" or something. I don't know. I'm just excited for it. Wrestling this Friday. Good night, man. See you Friday. All right, sounds good, Ruben. Take care. Do you like MMA? No. I used to a little. We lost you. You're back now. Oh, good. I think I'm here. Rumor is Moxley to Ring of Honor too. Give me a reason to watch Ring of Honor because I really don't watch Ring of Honor. Look, they got a lot of talent. Don't get me wrong. You know, they got some guys from Milwaukee in there. I'll always, support. But, if you like just good wrestling without a lot of entertaining storylines, watch Ring of Honor. Hell, maybe he'll even go over to Japan. Who knows? See, and thing, Moxley has history with Dragon Gate. Now, granted, it was Dragon Gate USA, which was run by the guy who runs Evolve now. I don't see him doing Evolve, no, because Evolve right now is the back door to WWE. So I don't see him going anywhere near there. There are tons of rumors. Yes, there are. There absolutely are. LA Park versus Pentagon was absolutely sick. Tremendous. Match. LA Park comes out with a win here. Selena De La Renta's crew riding high this episode. Absolutely. And then she gets on the mic, she's on the ramp, and she's like, Dorados would like to, promotions Dorado to say thank you to our sponsors. We have a gift waiting for us. So they go over by this box, and this is the only part of the episode that's corny and weird. They go over to this box, and they start opening it, and Mance Warner jumps out in a LA Park. And it's funny. It's funny because we just heard a couple weeks ago where Russo and Cornette were going back and forth on a Dark Side of the Ring episode. I think it was talking about the Montreal Screwjob. So that would have been episode 2. Was that 3 weeks ago? Actually, 3 weeks ago now. And I can't remember who said it, but if somebody was quoting in the light of, if you have a guy come out of a box, he'll get over. Ta-da! Mance Warner is over. He came out of a box. Oh, so was thinking of that quote when I saw this happen at the end of the episode, and I had to giggle, I just had to. And says Moxley rumored for the Food Network. Hell yeah, man. Make some, I don't know, what he'd be cooking on there. Some hardcore fried potatoes or something. I don't know. I have no idea. Tremendous rumor though. Book it. Book Moxley for the Food Network. Oh shit. Pac's group took one of their own guys out, leaving him battered on the mat. Oh, the one before that. Saw Pac in Dragon Gate this morning, missed his match, but he came out for the big faction match, and one who doesn't capture one of the flags has to kick out a member. Oh, okay. And then Pac took one of their own guys out, leaving him battered in the mat. Well, that sounds entertaining. I haven't watched any of his Dragon Gate stuff, but that's all doing it, Wish I'd seen the Pac match, but found out too late. JG was on. Okay. What's DGJ? Oh, Dragon Gate? Oh, maybe. No. Some kid's backyard in their trampoline. You're so goofy. Oh, and for all we know, Moxley might go to. Yeah. Too funny. Guess who got a pet hand? Not this guy. Racist fan rocks. I'm gonna guess that you did. Well, that goes. I'm curious. Dragon Gate Japan. Oh, the annual Dead or Alive match. 5 faction leaders battle in a cage for 4 flags. Oh, okay. The faction's members use all kinds of shit to prevent the other faction leaders from snagging the. Interesting. So it's a crazy cage flag match. All right. Plastic hammers, water guns, silly string rope. What? How was that supper? Are you talking about the tacos? The tacos turned out great. My wife wanted to use fajita seasoning, and I said, from now on, I'm using taco seasoning. They tasted good. You use fajita seasoning. You think you should be eating steak, and it was just very lean ground beef, all the fixings, and low carb taco, soft taco shells. Because I started my diet today trying to stay away from as much carbs as possible. As I'm staring at this bag of dum-dums on my desk, I need to get rid of these. I need to I don't know, I'll give them my coming weekend or something. Be like, here, have some dum-dums, get them out of here. I'm staring at this bag going nuts. But we got beer, so we're good. So I used the Taco Bell seasoning. Yeah. I usually use like whatever's cheapest in front of me, honestly. It turned out great. I didn't even touch the Spanish rice, and that's like my favorite thing. Just load it up with salsa and sour cream, and I was like, can't have any. Oh, so what's with the frog? You're so goofy. All right. It's basically all factions. All right, so we're gonna get out of here. That's MLW talking we're gonna do tonight. But like I said, yeah, let me know who you think some of these guys are if you're watching after the fact. Put it you put it in the comments after the fact if you're watching this later. Let me know who you think MLW is to, who we're gonna see new within the next coming weeks. Could Moxley debut in Milwaukee? J-Bone might have a heart attack at the show if that happens. All right, folks, we're getting out of here. Yeah, we'll talk some Code Red tomorrow. And I don't know what else. I might try to watch Raw. Oh, God, just the last 2 weeks of Raw and SmackDown just have bombed. I'd rather go watch something on Netflix. I'll watch Bank. Don't get me wrong. I will watch Money in the Bank. That ladder match and that kind of stuff is usually pretty damn good. But the lead up has just been balls on the ground bad. Just so no, I'm not going to bed yet. No. And what? Oh, Blood Rain, the loathing just comes through in your typing. I tease you. I know. I know you don't like it. The company's changing. What are you going to do? They are getting it, and competitions out there. Like we're talking about it here on Smash This Podcast. Like I said, don't forget to smash that like button, smash that sub button, and ring that bell for notifications so that you know when more of my content hits your screen. Oh, and we're doing some big announcements tomorrow. Stay tuned.